Hey Aries, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, sleep what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline here, go check your other major placements. So I did enjoy our experiment last time quite a bit. So I think I'm going to do it again this time. So we're going to do a traditional tarot spread over here. And then if that resonates with you, you can go over to the Vimeo. The link will be in the description box down below. And you can join me over there for the rest of it. So, all right. So I've already shuffled these. We're going to cut the deck. I'm going to pull from the bottom. Judgment. That's the overall reading of the deck. So judgment, this can be having good judgment. But typically we think of judgment as something. This one's really showing a renewal, a spring, a renewal of some kind, a new skin, a new life. But judgment often talks about being able to go back to the past and look at what's been done and reevaluate it. But it's reevaluation for realizing that maybe we wanted to do something a different way this time, or maybe there's a sense here of leaving an old way of viewing something behind because it's no longer working for you, and entering sort of a new phase, a new way of dealing with something, a new way of understanding, a new way of seeing yourself in the world, a new way of understanding something. So there's an opportunity here for sort of a new skin, a new perspective, a new understanding of maybe it's something that happened in the past, but this is a really strong spring vibe. There's definitely some pain. Maybe something difficult happened that scraped the skin off of you, that scraped your old self away. So there's been some sort of painful passageway, but maybe some confusion as well. But it's allowed for some newness to come in, a new perspective, a new self, a new being to come in, a new image of yourself in the world, a new, something that suits you better now. The old thing suited you just fine back then, but now we have growth and new perspective. There might even be a message coming in from the past, something reminding you to grow, that now is the time to grow. All right, Aries, this is your past, your present. I'm holding the deck upside down. Inner landscape, what's at issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. That's really funny because I thought we have death here, and it's like, that's what I was getting from the judgment card. And I was like, this is just strange. You know, why would I be getting that message? But it does show up here too. So we have that. So that's why that felt like death. Anyway, death, not predicting death per se, but transformation and change. And that's really where this judgment card is going for me today. 9 of Wands, in your recent past, a long, difficult process, something that a nine of Wands is about being tired of something, being sick of something, exhausted, annoyed, worn out, tired of carrying something, tired of dealing with something. An exhausting process that doesn't seem to quit and doesn't ever seem to end. I mean, it's dark. There's still like reasons to go on. There's still a point of continuing on with this. But there's a sense of, I think, maybe being exhausted of trying to protect yourself or trying to look after yourself. We have this porcupine energy with also a fox presence here. And I think they're both tired of the battle. There's a sense of depletion here. Wanting to go to sleep, but wanting to rest, but not being in a place where that's okay. Feeling like you can't rest, but definitely wanting to rest, feeling very depleted. loss of a sense, not feeling at home someplace. And then we have the Death card in your current situation. So this is coming after the Nine of Wands card. I am enjoying seeing this Death card, right? Death is an intimate part of life. They are the same, one and the same. They're just two sides of the same coin, right? We can't survive without death, without the death of plants or animals. If you're not a vegetarian, we can't even survive without that. Our bodies can't survive without death. There's wars being fought within our bodies, within our cells, against disease and all sorts of things. So there is like, so it's in order for us to live, our white blood cells are going to have to kill off viruses and bacteria and all sorts of things, right? So there's always this, like, inside our bodies on a molecular level, there's a battle going on. There's death occurring constantly. And that's, I think, part of, the issue with cancer cells is that they don't die. There's not the body's not able to rid itself of this massive growth. So even way too much growth, overgrowth creates death in the larger organism. So we have this Death card. It looks so much to me like this Judgment card. I don't know if you can, but it's just these brambles, this difficulty, this boundary, this edge here. And I feel like we're just on the edge. But see, this mouse is dying. Well, this owl needs to live and feed her babies, right? That's part of the cycle of life. And so here again, we have this thing, this renewed thing that's glowing, and then we have this dying thing that's also glowing. So there's a sacredness in both the release of something and the renewal of something. I think death can also refer to, sometimes people have difficulty falling asleep, and it's because sleep can be like a little death, a little, like, that day is done, that momentum is done, that momentum is coming over, is ending, and so that the next morning can emerge with this new life and this new light. So we have this, and we have this grand pause in the middle, and then a renewed energy the next morning, hopefully. Falling asleep. So there's some kind of ending here is what I'm trying to say. And there may be a threshold moment, but something's coming to an end. It's so that there can be renewal, and there can be no renewal without something ending here. So this Death card is talking about an ending of some kind. This Judgment card to me is talking about a renewal. And these two things are mimicking each other. They're opposite. They're opposite sides of the coin that's flipping over, that's shining in the light as it spins, or something like that. There's some shiny thing spinning, but one side's loss and one side's gain, and so death is sitting right on the threshold. It's a threshold card. Both of these are looking to me like threshold cards between a loss and a renewal. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, what's on your mind? Two of Wands. Lots of planning, lots of figuring things out. This has planning for the future, trying to think about I see like a plan of attack here, a plan of just looking, trying to figure out what you want for dinner, thinking about the future and thinking about how you want to approach the future. Again, we have this little red bird here with messages coming in. But yeah, there's a sense of looking at something that you want and trying to figure out how to get there, how to get from here to there, how to planning for the future, trying to understand and figure out and strategize. There's a lot of strategizing going on. So that's where your mind's at right now, is strategy. In your, what's that issue here? We have Queen of Wands. There are a lot of wands. So there's something about inspiration here, or creativity here, or spirituality, right? All of that kind of sits in a similar spot in our psyches. So Queen of Wands in reverse. This is somebody, so this could be you, or this could be somebody else, someone who's out of touch with their own feelings, with their own emotions, with their own creativity. They're not feeling very creative. They could be feeling actually very depressed or slightly depressed, out of touch with their own true self, out of touch with their own intuition. not feeling inspired, feeling very uninspired, which to me looks a lot like depression, not feeling in touch with themselves, not feeling like they're on their path, not feeling like they're really even in charge of their life, or they get to be in charge of their life, just feeling out of touch with their own power center. So there's someone here that's feeling fairly powerless, feeling weak, feeling out of touch with their own true nature and their own true self. There is a sense of power, like looking to planning for the future, but maybe feeling a sense of powerless to make anything happen, right? Because we're just looking right now and planning, but not making anything happen. And you might be feeling quite powerless with that. Or somebody is, and it's affecting you, and it's part of your story, is somebody's depression or a sense of powerlessness or a sense of a loss of self, a sense of self, maybe feeling at loose ends of who you are. And if this isn't you, this is someone that's you're interacting with that just is feeling not themselves, not in touch with themselves very well, not feeling very creative or alive. So in your environment, we actually got a reversal, which I found was interesting since I just popped this deck open. It's pretty new to me, and they all should be right on the right. Well, now I can't ignore that. We have a Justice card. Fairness, integrity. Okay, what in your environment we have Two of Swords reversed. So there's a sense of coming out of denial. There's a sense of starting to talk about something and being more open to something. So somebody's opening up to possibilities, opening up to possibilities. Normally Two of Wands is kind of this blocked, clingy energy, again, just looking, but in the reverse here, this could be, you know, there's some kind of a bit of toxic energy that can be here, things sort of frozen in place and no place for life to really flow, no ability to really flow with life. But in the reverse, I see sort of something melting, something softening, something opening up, and being able to see something revealing, something that's been held back, that's been quiet. Maybe someone not talking to you is now talking to you. Maybe somebody was in denial about something, and they're now allowing the truth to come in and to flow. And then your to-do list, 8 of Pentacles. This is work. Get to work. It may be laborious, it may be repetitious, it may be all of those things, but it's also work, it's also absorbing, it's also a sense of what you're meant to do, a sense of, you know, there's this worker bee energy, but there's also this sense of deep satisfaction and destiny with this work. So being a worker bee, that's what you're meant to do. Just getting to work, doing the tasks at hand. Maybe you're the one here not feeling very inspired, and this is like, don't wait for inspiration, just do the work. Don't try to wait for inspiration. Don't try to wait for something else to come in, but just focus on the work at hand, on what you need to be doing. And it may be a lot of work, but there should be some joy in it eventually. And if there isn't, if you are feeling uninspired, this is just like, just do the work that's in front of you. Don't wait for inspiration. Inspiration is its own thing. It's its own energy. It's its own electricity. And we can't necessarily control it or even understand it all that thoroughly. We can use it when it comes, but we also need to be able to have the working machinery. So this is more about the machinery of life. If the spark is missing, right now we're just working with the actual machine, and we're just doing our work that we need to do, that we know to do, that's in front of us, step by step, bit by bit, piece by piece, constructing a reality and a fulfilling reality, but it is work. So that's what your to-do list is. Just doing the work, even if you lack inspiration, even if there are huge changes going on around you, just really being focused on day-to-day activities and the work there. It's connected to this other stuff. It's all definitely connected. And I think this work might help with this transition, this big change in your life. Staying focused on the work And it all adds up, it all connects, it all leads to something. But so it's not just work, but it is like focus on your work right now. You're in the midst of big changes. You might be feeling uninspired. You're looking to the future, thinking about your next moves, and that's all well and good. There's nothing wrong with what's going on before or what's going on with that. It's just also the work needs to be accomplished and done. So possible outcome here, we have 7 of Pentacles. This has got to be one of my favorite cards of all time. I really hadn't. This is you putting in the work and waiting for the results, patiently waiting, right? The spider is so important to me personally. I identify as the spider. So doing our work, doing what we love, doing what we want to do, creating our world, creating our creations, and then waiting for whatever events might come into it, whatever. So this is just doing your work. I love how the 7 of Pentacles is coming after this 8 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, do the work. 7 of Pentacles, just, and then you'll wait for your results. You know, create what you want to create. Do what you need to do, and then you're going to be waiting for fate to step in, basically waiting for destiny to come, waiting for something to come your way. Oh, I was seeing all these fireflies in this earlier one, this 9 of Wands, and I think this is like your luck, your fortune, your I want to say your money, your results, your opportunities. And they're kind of all around you here in this dark, tired energy. There's all these opportunities buzzing around. I think you put the work in, and then you wait for one of these opportunities to land in your lap, to land in your web, to land in your artwork, and to be, you know, attracted to what you've done. And then your abundance, your bounty comes in, and connects with something you've created, and there you go. There's your meal ticket. But you're having to put a lot of work in and then wait for the results. So, all right, if that resonated with you, Aries, then come over to Vimeo. If not, then that's great, and I'll see you guys in a while.